Gazi, ube mnandi, zonke izinto zibe manzi. Homie, don't worry, hold up. No mgozi goes paying off. Dishing out the truth, so start tuning in. Can't tolagale. Come, get skata ole wale. Social issues, dish so easily. Giving you the latest news so instantly. Gender we tighter, keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider.
Ngizohamba ngifike lapho khona, ngizohamba ngifike lapho khona, uyadela wena ntaba ngoba ufihle isithando sami, uyadela wena ntaba ngoba ufihle isithando sami. Ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike. Uyadela wena ntaba ngoba ufihle isithando, yeah. Uyadela wena ntaba ngoba ufihle isithando sami. Ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike. Bosi, bosi, shona khona, shona khona, shona khona. Sengamane kudumisa kunokuthi uhambe, ngizobiza amabutho enhliziyo ngilwela uthando lwakho. Buya, buya, buya kimi, ngizokudla amazwe ngoba nguwe, ngubambo lwami, yeah. Ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike. Uyadela bosi, bosi, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike, ngizohamba ngifike. Uyadela wena ntaba ngoba ufihle isithando sami, uyadela wena, yeah, ngoba ufihle isithando sami. Ngizohamba ngifike, 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 ngizohamba ngifike. Chonako, shook, 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 shook. Chonako, shook, shook, shook. Well, mama, it's henna bengaka. Yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes! We're gonna let the jam play just for a second because that's how we roll. It's a Sunday morning. Sanibonani nonke emakhaya. Started off the show on a high note with a blazing performance from Mpumi. Welcome to Mzansi Insider.
Thank you, guys.
It was so gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
You look so cute.
You unleashed my inner kwara. I didn't know I could do it until
Such a pleasure to have you in studio
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thank
Let's
you.
speak about the song that you just performed. What was it called?
It's called Ngifike. It came out with my album on the 1st of July because my album entitled The Birth of Mpumi just came out. So
nice.
this song came out with it on the same day. So
nice.
yes, I'm out there sharing the love, telling people you can hamba uzufike, you know, it in your dream, you know, and attain your dreams, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Abanye bathi they can go base bafike ethandweni zabo. Mina ngizohamba ngize ngifike kule nto engiyifuna, which is my music.
Yes, mina ngihambe ngafika
birth of Mpumi.
kwikwara yami.
When uzohamba kwara, you know?
Well, you know what? We know you as a person who doesn't shy away from mixing up the genres. We've heard a lot of collaborations that you've done. Ines ngayilindela kule album yakho.
Kule album le guys, you know, I worked with such amazing people. I worked with there's Kespa Nyovest, hey,
nice.
there's Professor, there's DJ Mix from Galawa, and a lot of other unknown producers. And I mean, there's Galawa Chiquitas, Busiswa, Nogwazi, Candy. You know,
Nice.
it's just a mixture of just fun, and also if you're looking for something to just, you know, you know, the music makes you think, and also it takes you on a spiritual journey at the same time. And if you want to get down, girl, you get down.
Mazi, we're
Okay, and you
back.
get down. You know?
That
Fantastic.
song is going to be stuck in my
I
head
know,
the
throughout.
whole day.
She's got you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. The album is out. iTunes, Google Play, Musica, you can just go get it.
Do the
It's
right
way-
thing.
Zwele,
Do the
tengani,
right
baba.
thing. Yeah, and time for us to get the show up and running. Hashtag Mzansi Insider. Here's what's on this episode today. Check that out.
Driven, focused, and totally slaying, this power person is listed on Forbes magazine as top 30 under 30.
No, not an overachiever. I actually dropped out of varsity twice.
I don't have a problem with money. Money just has an idea where my life is concerned. Hello, Nomvula, bye-bye, Nomvula. Short-term relationship.
For whatever, whenever he wants to hit, he must come to me. I feel like a toilet paper for whenever he wants to go to the toilet, he needs to use me.
Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
Harlem was saying not everyone is going to be easy. Kapobao amohele. Sometimes in life, happiness and joy. So how do you deal with that one boss who's just always on your case? How do you deal with a boss?
A boss?
A boss.
Like a boss. Well, we put something together to put things into perspective for you guys. Check this out.
Excuse me, where is your report? You are late and you're incompetent. I'm sick of you. Don't talk to me like that.
Oh no, this looks like it could end up badly. This is what we call having a of a boss moment, also known as B.O.B. Well, first things first, she needs to breathe and smile. So we're going to show you how to deal with a boss from hell. Tip 1. Never shout back at your boss, just keep on working. Tip 2. Understanding why your boss does or cares about certain things can give you insight into his or her management style. Try to figure out your boss's motivation. Maybe it's not that she really cares about how long your lunch break takes. Maybe she actually cares about how it looks to other employees and their superiors. Then, affirm your boss by talking to them about what you can do to help their image. Never, ever, ever let your work rate stop. In fact, increase it. The more you become immune to them, the better. Sometimes they just have a personal problem with you and you happen to take the burn. Remember, think of your career. And finally, our last tip. Identify the obvious things that will spark outrage from your bad boss. Like an untidy workspace, untidy attire, or leaving deadlines for the last minute. We hope we've helped you solve how to deal with the of a boss.
My name is Pumi Masinga. I am an HR recruitment specialist, and I've just been brought in to discuss the grievance process, is what we call it formally. This is when, if you have difficulties with a manager, whether it's somebody who you feel is bullying you, or it's somebody that just has a terrible personality or a personal demeanor, something against you, and you feel that you want to take this up now because it's disturbing you personally. And there is a process, a formal process to take, which is, before you get formal, I'd always say if you can try to meet with the person over coffee or book in their diary just to meet with them and discuss, and just try to find out, humble yourself a bit, go in there trying to fix the problem, go in there, ask them what the issue is, and usually after that the issues are ironed out. But if you feel that the bullying does continue, you have a process that you can follow. We're blessed to be in a country where we've got rights, and we've got something that's called the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, and this act is actually found on Google. You can approach anybody who's in the HR sector, they'd definitely be able to help you. But literally, if you can just Google Basic Conditions of Employment Act, there is that act, and it's there, and it can help you in any way. If you feel victimized in such a place, there is a section that's called the grievance process. What the grievance process is, it's a formal process of now notifying the company of this issue that you have. Once you get into the grievance process, there's documents that you complete. You have a meeting with HR and the manager's manager, and once you sit with them, usually at that point in time, things are ironed out when there is a second party. But if you feel that still this issue is continuing, you can take it to a second level where there's external chairpersons who come in and go through this procedure with you. Company to company have different type policies, but with the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, the general steps are there for you. So you do have this document which you can Google, read, and go through your rights as a person in the workplace who's there as a professional. You shouldn't ever feel like you're treated as a child or you're treated as somebody who does not know what they're doing at work. You should never feel victimized in the workplace. And as I say, fortunately, we're in a country where people's rights are taken into consideration and are taken care of, and we've got this act that helps us.
Masbuya.
We're gonna sleep on the couch. Me and this girl will sleep in the bedroom. I said to him, but we can't be two women in one house. You can't love us both. One needs to go.
Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
When love turns into hell, how does one get over this? Ntabiseng Kechane was in love with the man of her dreams until he abused her. This is her triumphing story.
I was introduced to him by my friend, a colleague of mine actually. He was a very charming guy, nice looking, handsome and everything. We started dating, it was 2012, it was New Year's Eve. So for the whole of 2012, things were okay because he was not working, I was working, so I was basically doing everything. I even asked him to move in with me as I was staying on my own, and he was also staying with friends. So seeing that how difficult his life was, I invited him to come and stay with me. So he had a child, and I was taking care of the child. Yeah, so things started changing a year after that when he started working. So he said to me no, because now I was doing retail. And he said to me, no, rather leave your job because now the job I'm at, I can actually take care of you. And then I left the job because I also wanted to do freelancing and all that stuff, and I also wanted an office job. So I left the job and then I stayed at home for like 3 months. For that 3 months, that's when things changed. I didn't actually realize after 1 or 2 beatings or 3 beatings, because he started doing it more often then. Then I told myself, maybe I'm just making him angry, so much angry that now he can't control. He just ends up raising his hand on me. So when I started realizing that this is actually abuse, where we stayed, we had our gate, we used to lock it with a chain. So one day when it was my birthday, it was on the 14th of January. So friends of mine, they did a surprise party for me. So I called him and told him that when you come back, you won't find me home because my friend says I must come over. I think they have something that they're doing for me since it's my birthday. And he said, but why can't you be home by the time I come back? And I said, I don't know. I might be back or whatever. So when I arrived at my friend's place, I got there and it was a surprise party. So I called him and told him that I'll be coming home late. So obviously you won't. I will find you home. But I cooked, everything is fine. So when I called him, I was at the gate and I asked him, can you please come and open the gate for me because I don't have the keys. He said, okay. So my friends dropped me. I came inside and then he had this chain. He didn't lock. So I asked him why you didn't lock the gate. He said, because I want to unlock your mind with this chain. So he beat me with this chain. He beat me like I had marks like on my hand because I was facing this way. So when he started beating me with the chain, I wanted to run away, only to find out he had locked the door and took the key off the door. So I couldn't actually open. So he hit me, and then he started hitting me with fists and all that. And in the morning when he left for work, he said to me, you see how angry you made me. And I had to apologize to him. I had to apologize for making him angry. I had to apologize for coming home late. And I said, but I didn't know I never thought the party's gonna continue until midnight. So that's when it started. And the second time he hit me, I remember I used to love blonde hair, short blonde hair. So I just decided, no, let me just put a weave or something. And then I went and did this hairstyle and he was sitting outside with his friends when I came home. And then one of his friends said to me, wow, and I'm saying that hairstyle suits you. We're not used to you having weaves and what. So he said to me, okay, that guy. And I said, oh, thank you. And he sat there. In the evening, he came inside the house. The friends have left. And then he said to me, oh, now my friends can tell you that you look beautiful. I'm going to show you how beautiful you look. So he grabbed my hair and pulled it off. Like this whole area, I didn't have hair. And the following day when he came, he saw me, I'm now cheesecop. He's like, okay, so what happened? Why did you go cut off? I'm like, you pulled my hair. I didn't have hair. So he was like surprised. I again had to apologize for saying thank you to that guy who said to me, I look beautiful. So it was the school holidays. So there was this girl who came to visit next door. So he started having an affair with that girl. It was a very young girl. So it was July, and then when I found out, I told him, but why do you do it in front of me? Why do you have to make this girl disrespect me like this? And then he started hitting me, saying, why am I taking news from outside and bringing? I say, but I see you pass by my house with this girl. And then this girl went back home, and then she came back in December 2013. So when I saw that now this relationship, that time he had bonus, so big, you understand? So this girl was everything to him, bought him cell phones, and 2 weeks later, that girl came back and said she's pregnant. And then he said to me, okay, this girl says she's pregnant, so she have to come and stay with us. I'm like, okay, then it simply means I must move out. He said, no, you're gonna sleep on the couch. Me and this girl will sleep in the bedroom. I said to him, but we can't be 2 women in one house. You can't love us both. One needs to go, and obviously that's me. He said, no, okay, if you want to go, it's fine, but not now. Let me try and see how am I gonna resolve this. I had a meeting with this girl. I told her, okay, Sisi, I slept here last night. I heard you were making out on the other room. I just need to tell you that, okay, it's fine, I'm going to leave you here. But I'll advise you, Uti, you must go back home, take care of your child. I'm not saying you must leave this guy, but this guy you are still young. If you're really pregnant, you can just go back home and he will take care of you. And only when he found out that I spoke to this lady and he suspected that I said this lady must leave, then that's when he hit me. And that's when I ended up in hospital. And when I was lying there in the hospital, because every time when I went to the clinic to get a few stitches, the nurses will ask me, but why don't you report this guy? I kept saying no, but I made him angry. If I'm saying he loves me, but I still feel unloved, and I feel like I'm a punching bag for whatever, whenever he wants to hit, he must come to me. I feel like a toilet paper for whenever he wants to go to the toilet, he needs to use me. My family is in Kimberley, and I'm here all alone. So if I'm leaving today, where am I going to go? Because it's in the middle of the month, I can't say I'm going to go and rent somewhere. But then again, I said to myself, but I can't go back there. This guy is going to kill me. I went to the police station. They gave me 2 guys to go with. I collected my things, but I couldn't take all the furniture and stuff, so I just took my clothes. I left with my clothes, and then when he came, because he was apparently away with work for 3 days, and when he came back, he tried calling me and asking me why did I leave, but he's going to find me, and when he finds me, uzongidubula. And his family also kept calling me, Guti, I must go back. I told them, but I can't because you know, Guti ubutweni unjani. Uyangidamaja phakathi nangaphandle. Ngahamba ngayofuna usizo. I got counseling. And then that's when I realized that sometimes tina abomama we let these things happen, because if I had reported him the first or the second time he hit me, he begazo tolu unqedo out there. I also blamed myself for letting this go on and calling it love. Love yourself enough to not be abused that way. Love yourself enough to find yourself as a gold, not a punching bag, and let go. I was called 2 weeks back by one of his closest friends. He was also my friend, and then they said to me, this guy killed someone, and the community Bamshaile beyond repair now is almost as dead and lying in ICU. I didn't know how to feel. I really didn't know how to feel when I heard that news. After counseling, I moved on. I found someone who is really loving, who really loves me wholeheartedly, who will never ever lift a hand on me. He also encouraged me. What I love about him, he encourages me to do all these talks, to teach young women about this. He encourages me to go out there and tell my story as an inspiration.
We speak money and your relationship with it only after the break.
I just believe that I should be having money.
Let's do this dirty laundry, You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
If I said, describe your relationship with money, what would you say? Well, we speak relationship goals. Check it out.
Expect Busi, who specializes in your money and the complicated relationship who is creating a new relationship with money. Trust me, we will take it a lot more seriously, and this is why they're joining us in studio. A little bit about it.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Thank you so much. We're talking about the topic that everyone loves to have, I guess, but not to talk about, which is money. Let's talk about a little bit about personifying money. What is a relationship that we can have with money? Is there even such a thing as that?
Absolutely. One of the things is if you have a relationship with your mother, your father, your child, your husband or your wife, you will always want to work on that relationship. And it can be good or bad, and that will determine how your quality of life is. So money also, for us to have it, we need to have that close relationship. So it will be mostly based on what we think about money. So if we think it's hard to get money, it will be hard for us to have it. If we think it doesn't grow on trees, we will think we need to really sweat to have it. So the relationship is all about how we are conditioned to behave when we have money, or how we are conditioned to think money can come to us.
Ke batla ho tseba hore Busi, when a relationship ya hao e qadile neneng, because I think a lot of us retsa diphoso when it comes to money. When was your aha moment when it came to this?
Yeah, so my whole life I've always wanted to have a business. I just believed that I should be having money. And
I love that. I just believed.
I knew that I should be having it, but it wasn't there. It wasn't there. And I studied, I went to school, I got a job. Money wasn't there. You know, I remember the first time I got my first paycheck, I was excited, but in 3 months' time, that paycheck was no longer there. Apparently, there's so many debate orders that can go through, and you know, you're left with nothing. And then after that, I thought, let me start a business, because that is supposed to give me money. I started a business. I was making a little bit of money, but still, the money was just not, it wasn't, I will have it and I will spend it, all of it. And I will be back to square one. So that is when I actually found out that the amount of work and the amount of things that I can do not determine how much money I can have. So after that, that's when I started to do a whole lot of research, went to a lot of courses.
Speaking about research, we have many beliefs when it comes to money. You know what I mean? Like money is evil or associated with bad things. It's almost like you need to just have enough. If it's a bit too much, problem. If it's a bit less, problem. What are some of those things that we think as Black people when it comes to money?
So we definitely think that people with money are cruel, or maybe, you know, we use phrases like filthy rich. Oh
wow, actually, filthy rich.
Filthy rich. So this person is actually filthy because they are rich. So, and if you do have money, mostly it will be people are going to take advantage of you. If you have money, you will have to take care of everybody else, and everyone is going to look at you as that person that thinks they are better than everybody else. So who wants to live their life like that?
So we've kind of had a very bad mentality towards it. What was your relationship with money before you started this journey?
I don't have a problem with money. Money just has an idea where my life is concerned. Hello, Nomvula, bye-bye, Nomvula. Short-term relationship.
Short-term relationship?
Yeah, short-term,
in
very,
and out.
short-term, in and out. And then I said, wait a minute.
What have I done?
Yeah, I think we need to reevaluate this relationship with money. Let's see where money and I can have a long-term commitment. And that's when I started my journey with Busi.
What are some of the things that you change immediately?
Number one, mindset. You have to change your mind. Money doesn't have a problem with me. Money and I, we just need to come to an agreement to say, you answer to what I tell you, and you do what I tell you. And that is where my relationship and my mindset with money began to take a different
turn. So give me a
tone.
practical example. Like, I love clothes, and I'm sure me and money fight all the time about clothes. So would it be a case where I'm just like, me and Manny would have a conversation first about me purchasing something? How, in a practical sense, how would this go down?
So the main reason behind you wanting the clothes is the feeling. So you definitely want the feeling, and you should have the feeling. So the best thing will be for you to feel how you will feel when you have the clothes. The first steps is the asking process. In the asking process, we are all asking on a daily basis. So you want clothes, I want a car, I want a house, I want this and that. So we are literally asking, and it's automatic, we all do it. The second step is the universe, whoever that we believe in and whatever that we believe in is literally giving it to us all the time. But the third step is that, how are we receiving it? So if we...
So that's where the responsibility comes in.
Absolutely. That's where we have now chance to actually get what we want. But if you want clothes and you're feeling, oh my goodness, I don't have money for clothes, so I don't have the clothes, what is going to happen is that the universe in step 2 is going to give you that. I don't have clothes, so you will not have clothes. The more you think...
So whatever you put out is what you then get.
So if in step 1 you feel as if I have the clothes, which we will look at it in step 3, You literally get it on step 2.
Speaking about receiving things, Busi, it's not Christmas yet, but it looks like, y'all brought me a gift. What's this box about?
So this box is one of them. So in the program that we're doing, we have daily exercises on how in step 3 we convince ourselves of what we want. Remember, if you wanted clothes, you have to convince yourself that you have the clothes before you actually get the clothes.
Oh Lord, yes.
So we have a Facebook group where Nomvula is also, where we have daily exercises on convincing ourselves of the things that we want.
So what would this symbolize? This is our thought process. This is our brain.
This is the brain. So the thing is, if I want a car and I really don't believe I can have it, the more I think about the car and the fact that I don't have it, I'm automatically going to be attracting not having the car. So what we do is we put the ideas inside this box. So anything that I believe that I can never have, but I do want, I put it in. So this is my mind, and I close my box.
There's one that I loved here.
So we have definitely lots of cash.
Yes.
We also have dollars, and then we have
the dollars,
we have pictures of houses and cars and.
Ooh, when did the holiday get away? Oh my goodness, this looks like it's my box. I feel like it's my box.
So you can definitely have one.
Yeah.
So I definitely would love to have dollars, but I don't have dollars right now. So I'll put them there. And then I close my box, pretty box that looks very pretty. That's my mind. And I'll put it aside. But now putting it here means that I want it, I'm asking for it. But what I will do then is on a daily basis, I will do an action board on actions that I think if I do this action, I will
How
actually
will I lead up there?
Yes, get
I
here.
like that.
But I'm not concentrating on the actual holiday because I believe that I don't have money for it. So I let it all go, but I know it's in a safe place.
So Nomvula, you doing this exercise, I'm presuming?
I did this, but let me tell you where I began with this. So we were starting this group and we started with a 68 seconds meditation that if you can hold a thought for 68 seconds, it's equal to manifestation. So we had this exercise, and one morning I said, there is somebody I wanted to work with and I haven't heard from them in some time. So that morning in my meditation, I did my 68 seconds and I said, I will be calling them, talking to them and seeing when we are working together. The very same day that person called me and said, listen, I need you to come and do work for me tomorrow. And that was for 2 days. So just the mere fact that you can sit and focus and begin to bring this manifestation
closer to yourself.
Closer to yourself.
Okay, what do you have in your box?
In my box, number one, I have a trip to most countries within the continent. So I have a trip to Namibia, which is materializing in August. I have a trip to Zambia, which is materializing in September. So in my box is travel to the continent.
Travel to the continent.
Yes.
What would I have in my box? Last words, just one thing that, if we can take away from today and this experience of having the box, what would that advice be to everybody when it comes to having a good relationship?
So you have to do it consciously. You cannot just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to a job and I hope I have money. It's a conscious process. Hence, we do these exercises
on the action plans.
Yeah, we do these exercises on a daily basis to get ourselves, to convince ourselves of the things that we want to have. Feel we have them, know that we have them, and then automatically action that is inspired happens to you. So you literally think of a person and call them and they give you the job. So how about calling 100 people to get one job? You just call one person, they give you the job.
I love that. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming through. Have a good relationship, and make sure that there is an action plan and put the things so dibatang. If you have any relationship issues, give me a hug, how your partner, siblings, or money, or even something within yourself. We have a team of experts joining us, and all you have to do is hit us up on social media and email us, Mzansi Insider at bongwe.tv. A big shout out to the ladies for joining us today. We'll be back after this.
I actually dropped out of varsity twice. Never was really keen on school.
That when I step up in that room, you better focus money. And
you know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
Our next guest proves that vision and consistency are key to owning your power. Welcome back. Power person Khomotso Mutla is a creative director at Green Robot Design, a creative design agency. Driven, focused, and totally slaying, this power person is listed on Forbes magazine as top 30 under 30 list.
Our power person is in studio with us. Hi, Khomotso.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, yourself?
Such lovely things that we're hearing about you. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I just feel like I'm almost like maybe like in the next couple of years going to be 30 and I'm not where he is.
No, he's not even 30 yet. He's on some G.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what, brother? Break it down for us. Top 30 under 30. What exactly is it?
Sure. I think a lot of people confuse it. They think that you're Forbes top 30 under 30 and you've got money.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was
I
I'm just like, yeah, are we doing lunch, all of us after this, you know?
No, it's more about the potential. It's more about the people who have been recognized or being recognized for their skill, their entrepreneurial skill within the whatever sectors and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's more about what you're going to be and someone to look out for, more than it is someone who's actually got
But
a
I
lot
mean,
of
you
money.
must have made some amount of money to draw the attraction to be on the top 30 under 30. Okay, let's talk about the process. You're a business owner. You obviously want to do well. How has the journey been for you? Were you even gunning for something like this?
Not really. I think it's just so happened, you know. I think I always say that sort of good work speaks for itself. And with that, a lot of things have come with that, you know what I mean? So when I started the company and with a partner of mine a couple of years ago, it wasn't our intention to say, okay, we want to be on such and such a list or we want to do this. It was more about just creating really good work with a design agency. And I think everything's just sort of spun into what it has been now.
Yes, but you're consistent with these accolades. You're also Melon Guardian's top 200. I mean, Melon Guardian top 200 as well last year, right?
Yeah.
So this is your thing. It's on your gender and agenda.
And calendar.
No, look, I think it's just. It feels nice, it feels good, I won't lie. Just being recognized for some of the work that we have been doing. But I don't think it's the main goal. I think it still is about the work and predominantly just about what we do. I think this is just a spin-off of everything else, you know? So it does feel nice though.
Were you always such an overachiever?
Yeah,
like, take us through growing up for you. What type of kid were you? Like,
A
always...
student?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was a really bad student.
Really?
Never
I
really.
don't believe that. Yeah. Okay.
No, not an overachiever. I actually dropped out of varsity twice. Never was really keen
That's
on
a
school.
record twice.
Yeah, twice.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, sort of from grew up, I had an older sister who's, I guess, more academic than me. I was more of a sports person. So I guess the training and the driving and pushing yourself comes from the school side of me, well, the sports side of me. And yeah, I guess finished school, went to varsity, kind of liked varsity, but I liked the social part of varsity more than the academics. And I failed my second year, and I dropped out, and my parents were like, you actually need to go back to school. And
You tried it again?
I tried it again, and I dropped out again.
But what was the turning point though? Because at some point you must be serious about life and make a decision about which direction you're taking. What was going on in that time?
Sitting at home for 7 months.
Come on,
yeah,
that's
no.
That's a long time. You watched all the repeats, didn't you?
You know what I mean? And there was no... yeah, no, actually.
Anyway.
Yeah, and I think at that point I was like, well, I actually need to do something with my life, you know. And I think I was just about to turn 21, if I'm not mistaken. I think sitting at home and you're not socializing, you're not out there, you're not doing anything, you're not getting any money. I realized, look, I need to sort of put something together and try and make something out of my life. And I think that was the turning point.
Do you pride yourself in being a solutions-driven person?
I think so. It's part of the job, you know. Clients come to us with different problems all the time, and for us it's more, I don't say we're graphic designers, we're actually problem solvers that just sort of interpret your problem and give you a solution that's creative. You know what I mean? So depending on different briefs and what we get from clients, we need to solve a problem that they have, whether it's creating a logo, a brand CI, a strategy, and
So
so
you
forth.
interpret these ideas that we have in our heads.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to bring it out.
Yeah.
And they obviously carry it out. We've got like a little game that we want to play with you.
I know I said it was a bit extreme.
That's
But
about
it's,
to
it's
get
not
awkward.
it's not that extreme. So because you are top 30, over 30, all of you guys must have gone through some of these situations, you know what I'm saying? So we are gonna say
Yeah.
that you have to answer these questions as truthfully as possible, sir.
Because you're an honest and hardworking individual. Yeah. Is that why you wore a green top, by the way?
No, it's just
For
so
wealth.
has-
No. For green robots. He was just like, I'm gonna let them know what the name of the company is.
Subliminal,
Okay, cool.
subliminal.
Okay.
First things first, have you ever farted and thought it was a fart, but it was actually
And number 2.
a number 2?
Like I shot it. No.
Be honest.
Like a- what do you call it?
Shot, yeah, I shot it. No.
You shot it?
You never shot it? Okay, he never
No, I
shot it.
haven't.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Have you ever lied about your wealth?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Okay.
honest.
Have you ever slept at a church or lecture hall?
Yes.
I mean, he like left school.
School,
I'm sure
Happened
there's
quite
a couple
few
of
times.
classes that he passed out. Ooh, this is a bit awkward. Have you ever worn your mom's clothes?
Yes.
What was going on in that
Like a
situation?
jacket. Not like.
Or
like
her
a
slippers
dress.
when
yeah.
you're going to buy makwenya?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are so ready.
Have you ever checked the fridge when you're hungry and even though you've checked it 2 times ago, you still want to go back in there and check
Just
it
to make
again?
sure that the onion turned into a steak.
Yeah, you're just like, is that water? Something
A
else.
2 liter.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's try another one. Have you ever wished that you had superpowers? And if yes, which one?
Sure. No, I haven't.
Ah.
I don't think so.
You didn't
Not
feel
from my
like I want to
recollection.
be the fastest man in the world,
No,
or like
he's a
invent
realist.
someone.
No. Really, I gotta be realistic.
Okay. Guys, why you
You'll
guys
catch
doing
you
like
up.
you've never imagined? Lies.
Nah, sorry, no. Do you ever become extra with your English and twang to sound more intelligent? Be honest.
When it.
Over the phone, just like, good afternoon.
Especially when you feel like somebody's disrespecting you, like, hello, Ingi, I'm sorry.
No, no,
Or just
no.
like, can I please speak to Khumun? So this is he.
This
No,
is him.
I don't think so. No.
You
No.
never.
No, like why? Like the
Even
way
in business or like in a meeting where you just know, like, yo, here, we've got to bring the A game. You're not going
No,
to come
but then
and
you have
say,
to keep it up. So every time, like, you're speaking to this particular person, you've been twanging and twanging and twanging, and then the next time they call, you're like, well, who's it? No, you need to, like,
forget.
keep it,
Keep it.
the same way.
yeah, I don't trust
He's
him.
a good person. You good people. I twang all the time, just like, hi, this is Cutler Hobson Vossen. How are you doing today? You know.
With your neck.
Just for control. Just like, hi guys, I'm here. Well, thank you so much for joining us. So, Rory, thank you as well. You still have a job to do now.
We've come to the end of the show, but don't despair. A lot of cool moments on the show today.
Absolutely. You know, people always say, unfortunately, it's the end of the show. No, we have to knock off. So it's not unfortunate, and the show is still going to come back next week. It's been a jam-packed show.
Yeah.
She sang an amazing song, Album
Come back,
Out.
feel
Go and
it.
get it.
Sorry.
And you spoke relationships with money. I need to up my relationship status with my coin, though.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta think about it, and then it will happen.
Okay, that's nice. What did you enjoy?
I enjoyed the money conversation because I had to deal with like my money issues, and of course, Mbomi's performance was absolutely amazing. And the cool guy, Khumutso, coming through to talk about his business, quite inspiring. A lot, man.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I'm saying it now. We're leaving.
Thank you.